Heyo, Stoic here. Hey, welcome to the Bedrock Guide. Today we're going to be talking about the most popular AFK fish farms for Bedrock Edition. So AFK fish farms have been around for a long time and yeah, they are powerful. They can get you early game mega loot, not a whole lot of loot, but it does add up over time because you do go AFK and you can get some really good enchantments and enchanted bows right off the bat, and you can really capitalize on being the best you can in Minecraft. All right, for this review, I used a maxed out fishing rod. Yep, that is the best one right here. We got luck of the Sea 3, Unbreaking 3, Lure 3, and Mending 1. And that's just to be consistent across the board when trying to go AFK or semi AFK. Now, there are farms that don't need that mending one or unbreaking, which is pretty cool. And we can get into that really soon. Each of these farms has its own history, and this first one is probably the most popular one right now, minus the bunnies. Oh no, get out of there. It was originally made by Only 21 and then modified by craft artists. And what you see here is basically what craft artists made. I just dug out the bottom here, but they made it above ground. And it's pretty straightforward. So that's one of the great things about this farm is that it is pretty small. There is quite a bit of iron though. It's about 20 iron ingots in order to make it work. But yeah, let's get into some of the details. Yeah, if I switch over to just a plain old fishing rod and you just click right here, it sits there in the water and it's ready to get the fish. It got the fish for me because the bobber hit that lava. The bobber disappeared, but the loot dropped all the way down into this minecart with hopper and then into the chest. So it made its way in here so that you could catch it. And if you notice in my hotbar there, this thing has 100% durability. It didn't lose anything. So normally when you fish, it loses a little bit of its durability, but on this farm, it does not. So you just have to click. And unfortunately, this is not, a rapid fire, keep your mouse button down or your button down. You have to just let it do its thing. Once you catch the fish, it'll drop down into the lava and then you're ready to cast again. But if you do want to go AFK, you can set an auto clicker to about 4 or 5 seconds, and that way you can catch the fish. If you do it too quick, you'll never catch anything. If you do it still a little too quick, you'll almost never catch anything. So fish usually arrives on your hook in 0 to 6 seconds. So I'd say about 4 seconds. That way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that one was 7. But if you do, sometimes they are really fast. It's absurd how fast it can be. So that one's pretty fast too. So you can put an auto clicker on this, but it will be slower and you will get about half the rates as if you were just here paying attention, staring at your screen the whole time, waiting for that fish to come in. And I did it for 10 minutes. It wasn't that enjoyable, but if you can listen to the fish come in and you want to watch TV, you can just use your console button and just click once you hear it and cast it right back out. So you still can get some good loot from this farm. And it's crazy. I think this is an early game. If you can't find mending or unbreaking right away, you don't have that perfect fishing rod, then this is the farm you want to start off with. The only trouble may be trying to find, let's see how much iron you need. You need 5, 10, almost, let's see, 16, plus the bucket that you're going to need, almost 20 iron in order to make this farm work right away. And you got to get the lava. So, honestly, this is probably the one I'll be using in a brand new world moving forward until I can get a decent fishing rod in place. So this farm is pretty good. If you do click on it manually, you're going to get pretty good rates here. I had over 120 items, which is usually the norm. And here's all your treasure right here, and then all of your junk down here. So as you get better fishing rods, you will get more treasure than junk, but you'll always get about the same amount of fish moving forward. And you will see that I did try it at different times. and nighttime when it's raining is probably the best time to fish. So if you're going to fish maybe 3 times a day, that's it, then you could probably just fish during this time and fish really fast. And you might even get better rates because I don't know. It seems to me that I got a little bit better treasure during that time frame. But if you do want to use an auto clicker, I do recommend using it every 4 seconds, but that will drop the number of items you get significantly. But yeah, this one is great. Shout out to Only 21 and Craft Artists for their OG farm. And yeah, this is a great one. So the next big one that I found is by JC Playz. He had almost 6 million views on this particular one, but it is almost a carbon copy of the one we just looked at. The only difference is that we do have this 5 by 5 by 5 pool of water with a big fishy floating around in there. It can be any kind of fish, really. But I think this is a Java thing where you need that much water for your fish to make sure that this works the way it's supposed to. So when you test it now, I got just about the same amount of rates as the farm over there without the water. And you didn't have to build up all this. You didn't have to spend a lot of time putting in all the extra water. So, it is still works really good. It's meant to be manual, but you can put that auto clicker on there for about 4 to 5 seconds. And yeah, if you want to do this one anyways, go for it. If you are on Java, let me know if this one does perform the way it's supposed to with the big fish and the big tank of water. So yeah, leave it in the comments. This next one is ancient. It is from July of 2018, created by Warben and made popular by Docm77. He is part of Hermitcraft, and I see this farm used a lot. I think it is Java primarily because I've been having a really tough time making this work effectively in Bedrock. The trick here on this farm, and it's just so simple: note block with an iron trap door, a heavy pressure plate. This could be gold as well, and a hopper into a chest with a fence. And I mean, there's hardly anything here, and I think it is a nice looking farm. The trick here though is, let's get out of flying mode, and if you just get close to the water, don't get in it. You have to look at this. You cast, the trapdoor opens because of the pressure plate, and then it looks like I caught something, but I didn't really. I mean, well, that actually worked that time, but I'm waiting the entire time for the fish to come in. Let's see, did I get a third one? No, I didn't get a third thing, and it's not in my inventory, so it's been really tough. The premise behind this one is that you could just sit here and click, and you would get your fish. And you could just sit here clicking as fast as you could, but I just can't get it to work. I tried different spots. I really wanted this one to work because of how simple it was looking. This now seems to be working okay, but you could see that one didn't really drop, and it looked like I caught maybe 6 things, but I only got 4. So it doesn't always collect everything that you're fishing. I did make it work with 1 second clicks on an auto clicker, so you can go AFK with an auto clicker on this one. But again, the rates were so much lower because I think I was missing a lot of what I was fishing. So, I wanted this one to work really bad because of the history. I mean, this thing is 2018, which is phenomenal, but I don't think I would recommend it. Maybe it works just perfect on Java, but for Bedrock, I don't think it works as well as it could. So, but yeah, maybe it'll change. I'll keep reviewing it each update. Maybe it'll change in the next big update. But yeah, this is what I'm looking at. So the next two are by Silentwisperer, and I think he does a good job of coming up with brand new ones. In fact, I think some of them he gives credit to some of his uh, viewers. They let him make their farms on his channel, which I think is phenomenal. I think that's really cool. But this one I thought worked the best out of even some of his more recent ones, and it's a little more complicated. It's got a little bit of redstone. In fact, it's really not that much. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of dust, 6 with your piston, but it's almost entirely wood and just an iron for your hopper and your bucket that you're going to need for that water. But Yeah, I mean this one, yeah, this one was working pretty good. And you can set your auto clicker to 500 milliseconds. That was for me anyways, and I'm just playing on my own computer right now. Depending on your server or realm, that might change, but for this one, you can the trick here is just you look at whatever slab you have here, and I like this one because I can see the difference between the different pixels, 1, 2, 3, and then you go into the water just a little bit. Don't go too far or you'll pick up that chest. So if you're right here, you throw your fishing rod, it will land on the pressure plate, forcing a piston to push you up in the air, and then you just click with your auto clicker. Fishy gets on there, you click again, and yeah, this is, I don't have the auto clicker on right now, but this is how it would work. So if you do have an auto clicker, this is the one I would use, honestly. But yeah, it's a little complicated for, non AFK fish farms. I would definitely use something else for that. Not to say you couldn't. You can just sit here. I was clearly using it manually, but this one moved pretty quick. I did get just as good as rates as the other one, so it's really dependent upon the fish and how fast they arrive at your lure or your bobber. So, about 120 items is pretty good for 10 minutes. And, that's 720 items in an hour, which, that really adds up over time for any fish farm. So, yeah, that's why this thing is so powerful, especially when you just go AFK and, you barely spend anything to make it. But, anyways, this last one is by Silentwisperer as well. He made this one back in 2019, and I like this one. I've used it for a long time, but yeah, you cast, the tripwire picks it up, then you're clicking on the trap door then, and then as long as you're clicking at a decent rate, this one's usually between 800 milliseconds and 1.2 seconds, and which is, kind of slower, but it's consistent. It's not that expensive. You got two hoppers, and then uh, it's a little bit more iron, but that's it. There's no real wood other than the chest that you're getting. And I did have to sneak a fish in here. Now with the new update, you got to have a fish nearby your farm in order to get the treasure from this thing. And you can see, just from a little bit of AFK earlier today, I was able to get some good amount of stuff here. Probably not the best treasure in here, but it does bring it in. But I would recommend any of Silence farms that do work, only because they can be AFKable if you've got an auto clicker. That's the key thing. Some of these won't click as fast. So if I were just mashing this down, let's try it right now. If I were just mashing my button down, so if I had a weight on my console or my controller or whatever I'm playing on, or a button, I'm just not going to get what I need here from this farm. So unfortunately, unless there's an AFK or an auto clicker that comes out for other consoles, I don't see that working. I'd love to hear comments from people. If you've got a console like PlayStation or Xbox or Switch, and you've got an AFK farm figured out, shoot it over to me. I want to display it. I want to get it out there. Let other people know that it's there. Give you credit too. But yeah, these are the farms from Silent, and yeah, I think they're great too. So yeah, these are the farms we reviewed today. I think they're all great in their own way. Some work great right in the beginning. Others work once you've got things set up, and maybe they will work better for you because you can't get an auto clicker, and maybe you're playing on Java and there's other ones that work even better than these. So, but anyways, for Bedrock, these are the farms that I was looking at today, and I recommend any of them if that's the ones you want to make. So, but anyways, thanks for joining me on this exciting review. I know I wanted to check these all out because who wants to waste their time on a farm that doesn't work? But these farms all work in their own way. You just got to figure out what works best for you. And yeah, if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button so you can get the new content, and I'll keep bringing it to you. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.